All right, everyone. This is our third session of Alphana Insider Live, and I'm really excited to be able to show you our latest updates, especially calling out our new Clips Manager. It's designed to help make your life easier, bringing all your clips together all in one place. And so this will allow you to be able to download and manage them much quicker than you ever have before. My name is Sebastian Mora, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Alphana. And again, I'm really excited to be here. Let's dive in. So as you know, we've been doing these sessions now for a couple weeks. And if you missed out last week, we really covered a lot about how you can never run out of ideas ever again. And so we help you to figure out what types of ideas and what types of content you can post and how to do that. The week before that, we talked a lot about personalization, how to personalize content, especially when it's written with AI, and to make sure that you get the right output that you have. And so today's going to be a lot more product demo focused, showing you a little bit about our new features, and we'll just kind of dive in. So one of the first things I'm going to do actually is I'm going to go ahead and create a project, and we're going to take a YouTube video that I have, and we're just going to let that run in the background so that we can have it ready for us as we go through. So if you remember, you'll come in here, copy and paste a YouTube video. This one's about Snapchat CEO and the TikTok ban and several other things that they talk about. And I'm just going to go ahead and let that import. Now, while that's importing in the background, we're going to quickly switch tabs, and I'm going to pop open and show you the Clips Manager. Now, this becomes important because some of the clips that are going to be generated with that project, you're going to start seeing it over here. And so what you're seeing here is the all new Clips Manager. Now, what does that mean? Essentially what we did is, if you create several projects, like for example, I had over 400 projects, right, in my account. In each of those projects, you probably generated several videos, right? The AI must have found a couple clips that you've used. Some of them you've downloaded, some of them you haven't downloaded. And what would happen before is you never had a central place to find them. You had to go project by project in order to go find those clips. So we've now pulled all those clips together all in one place, and we're showing you a high-level overview of all the clips that the AI found and its status and all those details. And so in this case, I have over 116 clips across some of my projects. And what's cool is that I can quickly come in here and you can see the title, you can see the timestamp of what these clips are, you'll see what project it's associated to. And, to help you filter and sort, you'll see things like the duration, the dimensions of the video, what options you selected, like fill versus no, no captions, the size, date, and its status right here. And then you can go ahead and quickly download the ones that you want. And again, what's great about this is that you don't have to go to each individual project in order to do this. So that just makes it a lot more streamlined for everyone at this point. So a couple things that we'll see in here, I think what makes this helpful. Number one, if you want to preview, just go ahead and press play. And we now have this new sidebar that appears on the right. And what's cool is that it allows you to kind of preview that portion of the video. You get to see here the title, you'll get a description. You can expand and kind of see a little bit more about this title. I can go ahead and go and click on the next video. And that's what's really, really cool, is that this gives you a quick way to just quickly go from video to video, especially if you're trying to find, like, what is that one piece of content that you're looking to post today or that you want to schedule for tomorrow or next week. And this allows you to kind of quickly go through and preview some of these videos all without leaving this page. Now, the other thing that we see with this is, one thing with Alphana is that when our AI generates the project and it generates the clips for you, it actually doesn't generate the final output of the clips. They're just preview versions. And that's because we don't deduct credits from your account until you actually download and export the videos from your account. So that lets you to kind of see the ones that you want, the ones that you don't want, and then export the ones that you do want. But before, you really didn't know which ones you already downloaded, right? And now, so we have this new status column that shows you which ones you've already exported. So you could see the ones in green, I've already exported and I've downloaded. That means the video was already processed. And if I come down here, you'll see that I've got a couple drafts, right? That means I haven't deducted credits for these yet. So these are ones that I most likely haven't posted because they're just in my account as drafts. And so I could quickly come in here and preview. And so this is just an example from one of our past live sessions that I used to be able to come in here and find some clips and find some content, but I haven't exported this one yet. Now, if you're just trying to look for something specific, for example, there's a couple things. You could just click the drafts tab up here, and now it'll just filter all of the clips out of the view, and it just allows you to really focus on drafts. And then if you want to go back and look at your exported clips, you could just click on exported, right? So hopefully that makes it a lot easier for you to use. The other cool thing that I would say is really important, we got a lot of feedback from you. And, if you've already generated a clip and the credits got deducted, if you went back in a day later, we would deduct credits again. And that's because we had to reprocess the entire video. Now we've revamped the entire process in our back end, and now we're storing these videos for up to 7 days. So if you exported it right now to preview it, but then you need to come back a couple days later and re-export again, you don't have to worry about the credits getting deducted again. I could just come in here and go ahead and download the video. As long as you're using the same settings that you were using before, you could go ahead and click download. And what's great is that download should be a lot faster than processing. So there we go. I just got the video on my computer and it downloads it for you in a zip file. So exported clips, just kind of a quick recap. You could sort by them. It's already processed. We store them for up to 7 days, and you can quickly download those clips again without deducting credits. And that should make hopefully streamlining and saving you a ton of time. Now, a couple things just quickly. All these columns are sortable. You could just tap on any one of them, sort by whichever direction you prefer. Again, just trying to make things a lot easier for you. Now, here's the beauty of this project page, of this clips page too. Now you can actually come in here and manage the clips that you have, right? So I can come here and I could select these 3 clips as an example, and I can go ahead and delete them if I wanted to. And by deleting them, again, you won't have access to them. But if you're like, hey, this is just clutter, I don't need these clips at all, go ahead and hit delete, right? Especially if you're generating a lot of clips, not all of them are going to be the ones that you want to hold on to. The other piece, right? I can come in here and I could select, like, let's say, these clips, right? So now I've got 4 selected, and I'll go ahead and select maybe a 5th one. And what's cool is I can come in here and click download, and you can now bulk download up to 5 clips at a time. So if you found a couple clips that you do want, and you want us to process them all in the background and generate the video and download them for you, you could select the ones that you're looking for. We show you a quick preview of the first couple clips. And again, I could use the existing clip settings. So even if they're from different projects with different settings, we can export them at the settings that are set up on each one of these clips, which is why we give you a preview here. Or I could actually come up with completely new settings. I can disable that. I could enable captions. I could say, hey, you know what? I want everything to just fill the video. And instead of vertical, maybe we could go with square, right? And so what's cool is that you could do this at any time. Now, if there are different settings than what the original clips are, of course, we're going to deduct credits because we need to reprocess, use AI, reprocess the video, and set up all the cuts that you need. But what's great is that you can go ahead and click download. And when you generate and click download, it'll actually generate a new asset for you if it's different than the settings, which means that you'll see them populate here. Maybe you got it fresh. There we go. So now you'll see the 5 new clips that I processed because I wanted to do completely different settings. We give you a status here that's showing you generating, and you just let that run in the background. And you can keep working on all the clips that you've got here so far. Okay, so I mean, the question you had is, all these videos, are they mine, or are they videos that I've taken of others as well? Yeah, so they're a mix of videos that I pulled from YouTube. Sometimes I like to digest the videos or break down the key takeaways, or if I use it to help me prepare for my content to create content. So yeah, I've got a mix. And then of course, I've got several videos of mine as well, like some of the demos that I've done, the weekly live sessions. So this works great for both use cases. All right, while that's loading, I got the YouTube video here. I'm going to go ahead and just generate, I'm going to go ahead and do AI show notes or YouTube content workflow. Let's go do this one. Perfect. And I'll go ahead and just say no and click generate. So right now what I'm doing is I'm taking the YouTube video that I uploaded earlier, and I'm going ahead to generate the project, and I'm going to let this run, right? The first thing we do obviously is we start transcribing the video, and then you'll see here there's a wealth of content that we're going to create, from a YouTube description, YouTube shorts, AI images, chapters, screenshots, newsletter, and so much more. But our focus for today is really looking at the clips that we generate, in this example to be the YouTube shorts. So we're going to let that run so I could show you how that ends up looking like. All right, I'm back at the Clips Manager, and you'll see the 4 clips that we processed, or the 5 clips that I downloaded. They've already downloaded to my computer. and you can see the status update right here live. A couple more things as we kind of dive into the Clips Manager. Again, as I showed you, you could bulk download. For now, it's restricted to just up to 5. So just keep that in mind. If you do select all, you'll notice that the download button will be disabled. But what it does let you do is delete. So this is great and useful. If you just have a ton of clips that you want to delete, you could select all. Go ahead and hit delete. We prompt you one last time. Just remember this happens permanently and you don't have a way to undo this. So use the delete button very lightly. Now you saw this, but the other thing, right? Even with the downloads, even if I come down here, or let's go to drafts so we could process a new one. If I just grab one of these from my Q&A session, if you do one, this is a new box that pops up now for each individual clip when you're in this page. Again, you don't have to use the settings that are already there. You could always just change all the settings that you want in order to come up with what you're hoping for. So, take advantage of this, right? This really helps you. The reason why we would do this is, let's say you generated some clips and you want to post it, let's say on YouTube Shorts. Then great, I'm going to go ahead and select vertical. I'm going to do auto because I want it to, detect the screen on my face, and I'm going to click download, right? And that'll go ahead and process. But let's say you want that same video, right? But maybe you're going to post it on like an Instagram post, but instead of doing a reel in the vertical format, you want to go ahead and do it landscape. So now I could do it landscape in that example, right? So you could have clips that you're going to post for vertical for one destination. You might have some that might be landscape for other destinations or even for your own purposes. And so what's great about this use case here is that it just allows you to generate several different clips and for different use cases and export them, right? So you don't have to go and redo an entire project from scratch. So the question is, can I use this program or software to find videos that target my ideal market? Then download it and create clips. Then I could watch and recreate it and make it my own. That is not a dumb question. That's actually a great question. So a couple things. Now, inside of Alphana, you can take an existing YouTube video. So your search to find content based on your target market, that's going to happen by searching on YouTube as an example. You can go to YouTube, plug in there like your target market or some videos, or maybe you have a list of videos that you've seen. What I recommend is continue putting videos that you come across and put them into a playlist. And, from there, and if those are videos that end up targeting your target market and you think the content or the ideas and the topics that being discussed in that video would also be helpful for your target audience, then in that case, what you would do is you would grab that video and bring it into Alphana, just like I did with this one, right? This one's talking about, the Snapchat founder. He's giving tips. He's talking about the ban. He's talking about what's happening with creators, what's happening with video, and how creators can monetize their content. So some of this is relevant to what I do as well. And so then you plug it in here just like we're doing, and you'll see that this one generated content. And I've even got a couple YouTube shorts that were extracted from this, right, on the project page. And so these are clips that, for example, you have multiple options now, right? So instead of using this to post as if it's my own content, it doesn't have to be just for my own podcast or webinar or anything like that. You could take this video and let's say you want to post it on LinkedIn or on Instagram Reels, and you could be like, hey, I just watched this entire video. Here's a 30 or 40-second snippet from the video, and you recap it, right? And you can grab the summary of what the video is all about, or you could take that and turn it into like a quick LinkedIn post or a thread and paste that onto your social channels and be like, look, I just watched this 1.5 hour long video, but I pulled away the key takeaways. Here's a video from the, here's a short clip that you could watch, but here's my breakdown and recap, right? And that's content that you can use to post. And you're not stealing content because you're helping by promoting these creators. And I always recommend either in the comments or in the post that you drop a link to the full source video, right? There's nothing wrong with that. And so something like that would help. And that's why the clips feature is so important, because you could leverage it and grab so much content out there to help for you to put content out there. Just give credit back to the original creator, whether in a comment or in a shout out or something like that. And that helps you with putting out more content. Now, the second idea is, let's say you found a great video and you want to come up with a your own video. You want to record your own version, but using the topics. This video that I added, I can come in here and I could look for a script, right? And in here, we have one called short form video script, educational. So you could select that AI card as an example. And what it'll do is it'll generate a brand new script, just leveraging the ideas and the topics that were discussed in the video, but it puts together a brand new script in a different framework that you could use to record and create your own video. And so this is another way that you can leverage some of the existing video content in order to go ahead and create something completely brand new. So while that's running, the way that we got the script is by adding an AI card to the project. And so for some of you that are new, essentially in Alphana, you can click up here on the top left of a project and say add card. And in here has an entire library of AI cards to choose from YouTube shorts, description, key takeaways. There's a lot of content in here. And you could do that by clicking add card in the top left, or select any card and there's a plus sign that will appear that you can click the plus sign and it'll show you that same library of cards to add. And so for example, by adding it here, it would add it below. Now this is taking longer than expected. So there's potentially, I don't know if it's, here we go. I click refresh and it started generating. So I went ahead and refreshed while it was working. I recommend you don't do that, but let's see if, there we go. All right. So this is the short form video script. And this is an exact one. So what's cool is about this, it's already set up with a hook and everything. And so option 1, everything you knew about learning is wrong. We've been glued to screens for so long, struggling to focus on what's important. Augmented reality is here to change the game by making learning immersive and interactive. Imagine lessons coming to life right in front of your eyes, making everything clear, et cetera, et cetera. And then it has a call to action. Start by downloading a beginner-friendly AR app today and experience education like never before. So, again, this is a great way. It gives you 2 different variations for a script. You can add more in here, and you can even edit the prompt. So we let you see the entire prompt for how to generate these scripts. And if you want to change it altogether because you don't like the way it's turning out, or if you want it longer, you could change this and say, hey, instead of 120 words, I want it to be 500 words, right? So this all helps with the length of the video that you'd like to do. Now that we've got our project generated, I want to go back to the clips page quickly, right? And you'll see now, look at all the clips that were generated and now is on my projects page from that one video. So all of those videos that came in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can come here and manage it. If you wanted to quickly take a look, you could see all the clips that were generated. And so that's our new clips manager. The other part I want to dive into is all the updates that we've made here on the projects page. And so in here in this card, it's called YouTube Shorts. If you haven't seen this yet, you'll see that this card looks newer. It's refreshed. You could see now that each thumbnail is actually different. And so we actually, while we're generating the project, we're automatically going in and grabbing screenshots from the video so that you could see the relevant screenshots per individual video clip. So if you remember before it always showed you the project thumbnail. And so it was really hard to distinguish which video was which. And of course, if you press play, you'll get a preview of that individual video. But a couple things with these videos, right? Right now it's in draft mode. We don't actually render all the settings that you chose. So if you chose auto, vertical, or square, or enable captions, like all of these settings, you won't see it live in the preview, right? It is something we're looking at for the future, but it's just important for you to know that. The way that this comes up, it'll render is once you hit download. And so for example, using auto mode will automatically detect when there's multiple speakers in the video. Like this video's actually got multiple speakers. And even though it's got multiple speakers, what we do is we analyze the video, we'll detect the different speakers inside of the video, and then we'll automatically either reframe the video to stack them for vertical if you're trying to put content out there, or we'll focus only on the active speaker. But that way, if you've got speakers and they're sitting side by side, you don't want it to crop vertically right in the middle, right? And that's why you use auto, so that it can automatically detect the active speaker and reposition as it goes. The other good thing too is before, if you had a really long description, it was always expanded. So one thing that's nice is, more of a UI update. We only show you a quick preview of the description and then you can click read more and it'll expand to see the rest of the description. The other things that you'll probably see as useful, again, you can change the setting for each individual card. So like, for example, I click fill, I click square, but you know what, for this video, I like it, so I don't want it, square. I'm going to use auto, and I'm going to go ahead and leave it vertical. And maybe for this one, I want it fill and landscape. So what's great is you could change the setting for each individual clip and then go ahead and just select all. And you also get bulk downloads directly from the project. So you don't have to go back to the clips manager if you're already here working in a project. You could go ahead and select up to 5 clips, click download, and you'll get this little preview just like I showed you earlier in the clips manager. And I could use the clip settings. And if I do that, it'll automatically inherit the settings that you just selected down in the cards. And then I can go ahead and hit download as an example. And now let that process. You'll see the status here. And it should appear here if I come back. I'll just refresh to show you. And now you'll see all of the videos that are generating right here. All right, so let me see the question. Is there a way to know when we upload a video how it is formatted? Oh, so we don't tell you exactly how it's formatted, but we do show you a preview of the video that you uploaded after you create the project. And you can watch the video. And by the way, you could also download the video. So you just click the little 3 dots and then click download. We do give you access to the video that you uploaded originally, but we don't give you the dimensions. So all of that happens after you create the project. You can see this. And depending on your project settings, like for example, this one has YouTube Shorts. So YouTube Shorts already has pre-populated. It's going to be set up as auto, vertical, and I think captions are disabled by default in case you want to add them on afterwards. But what's great is that you can edit the settings for the entire card. This card has 5 clips. And that's because in the AI, we said, please select 5 to 10. In this case, it decided to do 5 of the best clips. But if you always want 10, you could say, hey, please select, in this case, just say 10 clips, right? You could be very clear. You could also edit the prompt, right? Do you want it noteworthy, controversial? You could change what that looks like. If you don't like the duration of the video and you're like, hey, 30 seconds is too short or 60 is not enough, you could actually change right here. Like, I want this video to be between 45 to 3 minutes long, right? So what's great is that you have natural language to be able to detect and to find the best clips. You don't have to rely on how we are finding the clips for you. So you can always make those updates. Are we going to get a copy of this recording? Yes, you'll definitely get a copy of this recording. Probably takes a couple days. We put it together and we'll publish that on YouTube and inside of our community. It really doesn't matter your input video as long as it's one of the supported formats, which we support, majority of them. Whether it's vertical or landscape, you could always make your changes after you create the project. The other feedback that we've seen is, like, for example, let's say you have these videos and you want to save this as a template. You could come in here and click edit and change the settings. If you're like, hey, I don't want the clips to be vertical. I want them to be square and I want them to be fill by default and captions enabled. As long as I don't change the prompt and I click generate, what this will do is actually not generate. It'll actually save. And what it'll do is it'll save the settings, but it'll keep all the same clips that was already pre-selected. So if you don't want to lose the clips that you already selected and you haven't downloaded them yet, but you want to edit the settings of the card, you can now make these changes up here. This is brand new. You could change the orientation, fit or fill, enable captions or not. And then when you go ahead, I'm here in the top right corner, I could click save as template. And now you'll have the ability to, I'll call this Sebastian's new workflow, right? Ignore this. This is just a test. And I'll click save. And now every time that I generate a new project, it'll always now contain the new settings that I set up here inside of the card. So I can come here and click create new in the top left. This pop-up will appear, this overlay, and you'll see right here, my new workflow template that I just added is available for everyone to for me to use over and over again. What platform or why would you do Square? I get the other 2 formats. That's a great question. It's little by little, it's starting not to be as important, but sometimes Square format you can use, here's where it's hard. I used to say maybe on LinkedIn Square or Instagram Square, but their Reels formats have been adopting to vertical. The other use for Square is, let's say you wanted to have the Square clip and throw that into a Instagram story or a reel, but above it, you're going to put text, right? Of like, what people do is put like some shocking words there to try to drive people to watch the video. So it might be like, holy cow, something happened. And then you just have the square video in the middle that's not going to get affected. And again, you could put the square at the bottom, or you can center it and then have text above and below the video. So those are probably going to be some of the key use cases. And there's probably others that might need a square format, but that's the one that I would recommend as a good use case. Now, the other thing is that in these platforms, you can also zoom and do it. But what's great, if you export it square here and you select auto, again, remember, we're using our AI auto reframe feature, which means that we're going to reposition the speakers for you so that it fits in the square format. So that's going to be the other benefit of using square. Now I've got my clips. This is brand new. We're telling you now this is a preview. You could watch these clips. The timestamps written by below. Again, I recommend, whether it's your own videos or others, it makes it really easy for you to just quickly download and see the videos that you want. It gives you a description. Now, let's say I've got, this video and I'm like, you know what? I like this video and I want to post this on LinkedIn, right? I'm going to come over here and I'm going to copy the title and the description of this video. And I'm going to come over here and just create a prompt to show you. Now, remember, I'm clicking new, I'm clicking the plus sign, and it's going to show me all the cards that I have in my library. And I can click here, create your own, which just lets me write my own prompt, just like if you were to use something like ChatGPT or something like that. And I'm going to say, hey, write a catchy LinkedIn post that's short and punchy. Make sure there's no more than 8 to 15 words per line. Separate each sentence with a paragraph break. In here, I'm going to say actually per sentence. So I'm being very specific with the AI, right? Separate each sentence with a paragraph break. And then I'm going to I'm pasting now the description of that video, okay? Because remember, I like that piece, that clip. I want to post that clip on my LinkedIn or on X or on Instagram, but I wanted to write a short and punchy post that I could use. And I'm going to go ahead and hit generate. And you'll see in my prompt, I told it I want it LinkedIn. I want it short and punchy. I'm being very specific. There's no more than 8 to 15 words per sentence. Separate each sentence with a paragraph break. And use a natural tone and for a 6th grade reading level. Some of this I'm talking about here, I go very deep in the video that we posted about 2 weeks ago for our Insider Live, right? You want it to have a different tone. You want it to be for an accessible audience, which is why I say use a 6th grade reading level. But again, it all depends on your audience. And now I'm just going to go ahead and hit generate. And this should generate now a LinkedIn post that I could use for this clip right here so that I could post this content on my LinkedIn page. And so we'll just give this a second. So here's a LinkedIn post. Innovate fearlessly, even when everyone follows you. Our strategic investments keep us ahead. Remember when Instagram adopted stories? Instead of adding tweaks, they copied it entirely. At first, it was frustrating, but their smart move highlighted our innovation strength. Stay unique, invest in areas you can't copy, it'll benefit your business, keep leading the way. So this is a good first draft. We have other LinkedIn posts that probably write a little bit differently already saved in Alphana, but this is just giving you an idea of like what you can do. A couple changes I would do here is, at the end, reference the original video. Like I just watched this video for, and I'm breaking down the key takeaways, right? And so this is just one example that you can use to pair with a LinkedIn post. So I'm showing you now another one, a LinkedIn post, right? Again, you can pair this with clips from the video as well. This LinkedIn post is one of our standard ones that we have inside of our platform. So you'll see that our prompt is very specific, much longer than the one that I showed you, because we go in very detail of how we want the structure. But you see it's got a great hook. It's like 500 million people now use Spotlight on Snapchat. Vertical videos have transformed how we discover and share content. It started as a simple idea, but its growth shows how quickly these platforms can reach audiences. So this is a great example of a LinkedIn post that you can leverage. And if you scroll down on this post, this is what I like about it. It ends it with this, but that's not even the best part. In the full video, you'll discover, and then it gives you 3 takeaways, right? How user feedback shaped Snapchat story features, the role of augmented reality in future content strategies, and the results from early stage wearable tech. Watch the full breakdown here. I could literally post this on my LinkedIn. I grab this recap of the entire video. I come up here and I downloaded this example short clip. And because this is just one piece as a takeaway from the video, I can now post this on LinkedIn, link back to the original creator, and they get traffic to their original video. And of course, this goes without saying, this works really well for your own content, right? If you put out a video and you want it to break it up into multiple pieces so that now you could post that content online, this is obviously one of the best use cases for you. To kind of summarize, I think the new Clips Manager and the Clips features allows you to download these clips. They generate pretty quickly. You can get 5, 10, 20 different viral clips from any video. You could bulk download. It doesn't matter the source input of the video. You can quickly change your settings to be whether you want the content to fill the video or fit or auto. Again, you could do square and landscape formats. You could bulk download. You could delete. And if I come back to the Clips Manager, again, this is a beautiful way for you to just quickly see and preview through the different videos. Just like that. And of course, you can download from here as well. So my recommendation, especially if you're new, this is your first time checking out Alphana, a couple tips that I would recommend, right? One, when you log in, of course, you're not going to have all of these projects. We put like 3 sample projects that you could play with, right? Number 2, when you go to the clips page for the first time, it's going to be empty, right? This is not going to automatically go back to your old clips and add it in here. This only works for new projects that you've generated over the last couple of days since we rolled out this new feature. And so in order to get content in here, you just got to go back and actually create a project. So those are 2 quick tricks. The last one is when you come in here, you're going to want to update your custom settings. I talk about this in my first video, but you'll come up here into any project that's already existing in your account, go to the top right and click the 3 dots, and then you're going to click custom instructions. And in your custom instructions, you'll see mine is very lengthy. You're essentially telling our AI how to create content across any of your projects. And this is where you put your tone, whether you want it to be formal, casual, whether you want it to be short and punchy, long or concise or whatever it is. You could put information about you. You'll see I have my LinkedIn, my Twitter handle. So I recommend everyone to come in here and just first update this. Like, how do you want your content written? Any other specifics about you? Then you can go back to your projects, click on create, and you can either just upload a video, right? So I'll click on add YouTube or upload. You could select video and import from your Drive or Dropbox or OneDrive, or you could just drag and drop a file. Or just like what I showed you earlier, is you can click here, enter a YouTube link. And after you enter the YouTube link, it imports, then you could play with one of our templates. And so if you're trying to generate some marketing content, the marketing one has a couple of good posts. And of course, you've got others like social media posts, which is a new one that we rolled out just a few days ago. So definitely check that one out. It's got a couple nice LinkedIn and X posts. We've got a LinkedIn post generator that we enhanced. We added like several new ones in there. And so you could just come in here and play and add any one of these clips, templates. When AI pulls the clips, are they pulling the info based on what AI thinks is best, or is it based on the actual analytics of the video? Everything is all based on the instructions that we've provided in our backend for the AI, as well as what you see in the prompt. So we are coming up and figuring out what is the best content to post from these videos. It's not pulling in from the analytics of the videos themselves. And of course, part of the reason also is because a lot of people actually use this the first time before they ever published their video. So, if you just finished a recording, you recorded a video or a podcast, the idea is you come in here, you drop the video in Alphana. And so based on just the context of what the video is about, we have to be able to pull out a few good clips for you to use. And so oftentimes we have a lot of people who do it before they publish. But what's great is what I showed you earlier is you can actually customize the prompt. Or if you want to keep this one, I'll go ahead and click add card. And you can use the clips from timestamps card. So not to create your own, go to clips from timestamps. In this one, you could give any instruction you want of what types of clips to pull. So like I could say, find 5 clips where the Snapchat CEO is talking about augmented reality, right? So just like you're searching, right? Or you could do things like, hey, find any clips where the host cursed. I mean, this is very random. I'm just making up an example. but you can use this almost like search. Essentially what it'll do is it'll search through, and I'll go ahead and put vertical and hit generate. It'll search through the video, the transcript, it'll analyze it, and from there it's going to find you the best videos that it could find based on what it is that you're asking inside of that prompt box. So hopefully that helps answer your question, and hopefully it helps everyone to understand, like, our AI will automatically find clips for you, or you can give it the instructions you want of the types of clips that you're looking for. And I didn't show this yet, but you could even, well, here they are, right? So now it generated the clips. We're probably processing the thumbnail shortly. The other piece that's cool is, let's say you're in here and you're like, hey, I want to create clips for all the timestamp chapters, like all the chapters within the video. When you click get timestamp chapters, we again analyze the entire video and we break it up into chapters. This is great for show notes or to give you previews with timestamps. And then you could come over here above it and give it instructions and say, please create clips for each of these timestamps. These are the starting. Oh, that's fine. I'm just making it simple for now, but essentially you could tell it like these are the starting timestamps and take it from there. But now I could generate clips for every chapter, right? And just hit generate. So this one's got a lot of chapters. We'll see how it turns out. But that just gives you an idea of kind of how you can use this particular feature. If you do a live, I could stick the live in here and it will pull video clips. Yes, absolutely. So for example, on YouTube, most live platforms, they take some time after you went live to process the video. So usually within an hour or two of you generating a live, and you put that link in Alphana, sometimes it won't work. And that's because YouTube is still processing and distributing the video across the board. So that's just a tip. Anytime you go live and you drop a YouTube link in here, just wait like, a week or two, an hour or two before you put it in. But if you shot your live somewhere else, just download the live as soon as you're done with the session, and then you can manually upload it inside of Alphana to generate the content for you. And that can happen instantly as long as you download and re-upload it. So with TikTok, you would just download the video to your reel or to your phone, and then you can upload it, which, by the way, Alphana works beautifully on a mobile device. So I'll show you a quick preview. If you're on the go or from your phone, you can just load it up in a web browser and everything is responsive. And so you can easily come in here and see all of the content that was generated and play all the videos, and easily, which my screen is blocking right now. There we go. You'll see down here, we have a nice little navigation bar, and I could click create. And from here, you can upload content from your device or YouTube. So take advantage. If anyone wants to use it on their phone, you could easily pop this open on a cell phone as well. That's great if you're shooting on Instagram or TikTok and you want to quickly upload the video. I love using Alphana a lot more on desktop. So definitely if it's easier for you, you'll see it's more optimized. You get a lot more screen space for sure. So that kind of wraps up our demo and a lot of kind of what we've gotten in Alphana. Thank you, everyone. The Clips Manager has been a big feature. It's taken us months to do this because we had to really rebuild a lot in order to be able to support what we have. And not only that, but this is setting us up for some new features that we're working on. So this was all work that we had to do. It slowed us down for a bit, but now we're starting to get back up and pace now that we've got this out there. I want everyone to please jump in, give it a shot, create some projects, generate some videos, get those clips and download them, and just send over feedback. I'd love to hear your feedback and seeing how it turned out. We've got a lot more coming up. So to get into the community, it's community.alphana.ai. That's going to be your best bet to get in. And from there, you could sign up and register to get into the community. And that's where you'll have access to all the events. And we're going to start posting even more unique content inside. If you've got a specific use case or you got questions for the community, or you created a piece of content that came out of Alphana and you're excited about it and you want to promote it, go ahead and drop it into our community. Before, we never centralized all the clips. You could only access your clips within a project. So if you created 100 different projects and you were looking for a video, you had to go project by project manually to go find that video. And now what's happening is you don't have to go project by project. You could just click on the Clips Manager, and in the Clips Manager, you'll see all of the clips all in one place. And then you can even search for those clips. So what's great about it is that you could search by the title as well as by the description. And so that makes it really helpful if you're trying to find something. And so in case you missed it earlier, this is the new Clips Manager that shows you. This is the title of the clip. and this is the project that it's associated with. And so up here, if I click on search, I could search for like, social media, and it'll show me all of the clips that have the word social media inside of it, or, creative, just put something like that, right? And so if you're trying to find a video, you could do this really easily to be able to search and go through several pieces of your videos. Oh, the difference between clips and shorts. Okay. They're almost the same thing. So shorts is what YouTube calls their video product, their short video product. So if you think about short form clips, YouTube calls it YouTube Shorts, Instagram calls it Reels, TikTok videos. I don't actually. I'm blanking out there. So everybody's got their name. Clips are just the extracted clips from any of the video content, and it doesn't matter if it's a YouTube Short, TikTok, Instagram Reel. Inside of this dashboard of the Clips Manager, you're just going to see them as clips. The other thing is that clips isn't the full video, so you're not going to see the full video that you uploaded here. This is more about all of the clips that were generated from your projects. And then the other question is the community, is that where you get the replays? So yes, in the community for every event, we're going to go ahead and post on there the video. So, I could pull up this tab quickly for you so you could see. So like, for example, if I go to past events and I go to the last one that we had, you'll see in here the event, and I always post as a comment the video that we did that week. But not only that, if I go to the Alphana YouTube channel, we also post it on our YouTube channel. So you'll see all the videos that we have right here. And so you'll see that last week, the video was about how to find endless content ideas in 10 minutes a day. And the week before that was mastering content creation in Alphana. We did a really big deep dive on personalization. And so over the next couple of days, it'll also be on our YouTube channel. So if you're not subscribed yet, we've got 86. You guys can help me to get to 100 today. Just go ahead to our YouTube channel and subscribe. And then also look out when we post on our community page as well. That's a wrap. I am actually really excited. Really love all of you for coming on to our Alphana Insider Live. Thank you so much for your time. If you ever need anything at all, please don't hesitate to reach out, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.